What's up, everybody? This is Zack, aka Zacky, creator of JLag Radio and many more podcasts and websites. Zack.coffee, that's ZHK.CFFE. This is Coffee with Zack in English. We're going to drink some coffee or some tea. I'm going to drink some tea right now. That feels better. Right now, we're at JLag Radio 3900. That's 3900. You can listen to it on Spotify. The link is available on my Spotify page. Maybe I can just include the link into this YouTube video so you can check it out in the link below. Okay, we're going to go straight into the show. It is Monday, September 15th. Let's go ahead and go right into it. I'm wearing my Cyberpunk 27 hat and my purple Lacoste shirt because purple, because tomorrow is 916 Day. 916 Day is obviously the Sacramento Kings Day. It's the day in Sacramento where everybody wears purple and walks around, and there's all kinds of activities and stuff. Unfortunately, I cannot afford anything there, so I won't be able to go to the bars or the restaurants or anything like that. But at least I will be. Maybe if all goes well, maybe I'll stop by the coffee shop and just work from the coffee shop and type around, work on some reports, read my copy of I don't have it here, my The Economist magazine. I got the latest edition. Read my book, read a book, or write my journal. I listen to some podcasts, maybe make another podcast and that stuff. As you know, I love to do that at the coffee shop. The coffee shop I like to go to is called Temple, so maybe you can see me there. I can't go to the one in Folsom. The one in Folsom I was poisoned there, so I can't go to that one. But I will go to the one in Sacramento, one of their different locations. Anyway, yes, I'm wearing purple, just like Sacramento 916 Day for tomorrow. And also like Supreme Kai. Supreme Kai from Dragon Ball Z. Today is a special holiday. I believe today is the anniversary of the first time Goten has been shown in Dragon Ball Z history. So in Dragon Ball Z history, first time we see Goten in in the series. Is pretty cool. So I have the purple controller here for the PlayStation. For the PlayStation 5, the Supreme Kai controller, or beers if you like beers, and then the silver controller for Silver Gohan. Very cool, very cool. And wearing the Cyberpunk 2077 hat because I was playing Cyberpunk 2077 over the weekend. I did a live stream as I was playing in Japanese audio with the English subtitles, and there's all kinds of there's all kinds of cool things that are happening with this game, especially with the new updates, update version 2.31, and we await Cyberpunk 2072, and it looks like Keanu Reeves wants to come back for the sequel, which is amazing, and yeah, we're looking forward to it. There's a lot of great news with this game and lots to do, and I love playing it again with different languages. I've played it in English, I've played it in French, I've played it in Japanese. So I'm trying to beat it in Japanese now, and then maybe I'll play it again in Spanish. Maybe I'll play it in German. You never know. It's just a really fun game. All right, so let's go straight into the show. First story is just a repost, which is what I wrote a couple weeks ago, or was it last week? Which is 1,300 days of war. The case for Ukraine ceasefire and a global mediation. This is by me. I wrote this on Medium. So I wrote this the other week to prepare y'all for the day 1,300. It's today, so I don't have a tag here or a watch, but please remember the watch. Don't crack under pressure. Stay calm. This is diplomacy, and I'm writing for the language, or as we say in French, langage. Really important. Okay, up next, Oracle lays off thousands or more globally amid rapid AI shift. This is by Fast Company. And I made this statement before. If there's no paychecks for me, there's no paychecks for y'all. It's just how it works. I'm not Jesus. I need a paycheck. You can't just be like, oh, he's like this divine figure. He doesn't need to be paid. You just treat him like a peasant. No, this is insulting, especially when a lot of you guys go to church every Sunday and act like you're all benevolent and all this and that. And meanwhile, you're making over $100,000 a year. Meanwhile, I don't even have enough money to buy myself Chipotle. It's pretty insulting. So if I don't get paid, you don't get paid. That's how it works. So if you want to get paid, then you have to help me get paid as well. It's been 7 years. It's been 7 years with no paycheck. This is a long time. This is really insulting. I am appalled. This is discrimination. I know right now for a fact if I was white, this would not happen. So this needs to end. Okay. Up next is an article from The Economist. Europe's new battle to defend its skies from Russia. This is by The Economist. This is again about Ukraine-Russia war, day 1300. Up next by 1843 Mag, the untold story of Bolsonaro's weird and wild coup attempt. This is by Brazil. This is the former guy who ran Brazil, and he's going to go to prison for like 27 some years because he tried to make a coup. And he was pro-Trump too. It was terrible. Up next, disorganized chaos, why Democrats can't stand up to Donald Trump. This is by The Economist podcast. This is really problematic. Please read the article. More needs to be done. I'm really frustrated by the situation. It looks like everyone's making fun of Democrats because we're kind of like, they consider us wimp and we cannot be able to defeat Trump, and it's really problematic. Up next, as trade tensions escalate over Russian oil imports, EIU explores what's at stake for business exports and India's broader growth outlook. This is by the EIU, the Economist Intelligence Unit. Up next, to change company culture, focus on systems, not communications, per Harvard's Business Review. Up next, my wife died giving birth after Trump's cut funding for our clinic. This is by BBC. It's a very sad story about a guy in Afghanistan, so be sure to read the story. It's very, very sad. Up next, NASA rover finds Mars rocks that may signal ancient life. This is by Bloomberg. This is really cool. It looks like we may have found some aliens. Up next, support for far-right triples in West German vote early forecast shows. This is by Reuters. And then I explained, like, you guys are in a world of trouble. All I demanded was one $180,000 German engineering sedan, a sports wagon. I asked for this every day for 7 fucking years, and meanwhile, the Democrats are losing ground in Germany, and the far right is gaining ground. This is appalling. This is ridiculous. All I asked for a car. I look at, there's like completely civil unrest in Germany now, and what's even worse is that in about a week, this weekend, or next weekend, it's going to be Oktoberfest, and we have to make sure things are much calmer. Up next, Qatar PM blasts Israel appreciates Arab Islamic support ahead of summit. This is by the Al Jazeera News. Yes, because Qatar is upset that Israel didn't attack on Qatar soil to attack the Palestinian leadership that was about to do the mediation for a ceasefire. So Netanyahu lied and he tried to kill Palestinian leaders, and it was very, very problematic, very, very sad, insulting, and it enraged 1 billion Muslims worldwide. So hopefully Qatar will discuss with people in the leadership in Saudi Arabia, who said that they're going to definitely respond to Israel for what they have done, which was completely very insulting. Okay, up next, a major advance in the search for life on Mars is by the New Yorker. Very important. Like I said, in this other article they found traces of microbes or whatever inside on the face of Mars. So it might be aliens. It's pretty cool. Up next, how California reached the unthinkable, a union deal with tech giants. This is by Politico. Up next, Aziza Akrami appointed Afghanistan's youth representative to the UN. This is a young Afghan woman who is going to be a youth representative to the United Nations for Afghanistan. It's going to be great. This is by Afghanistan International. Up next, what's next for Apple after the iPhone 17, an iPhone 17e, M5 everything, a smart home hub, and more. It's by The Verge. Up next, Democrats are on the verge of a dangerous mistake. This is by Fox. Up next, vibe coding has turned senior devs into AI babysitters, and they say it's worth it. This is a very important article. You will notice that a lot of these senior devs that are now basically trying to become babysitters for um, ChatGPT, Gemini AI, Copilots, Grok, Meta, DeepSeek, Le Chat, uh, Claude, all those guys. It's crazy. Up next, what is vibe coding exactly? It's about MIT Technology Review. If you want to hear more about that article, be sure to read it. Up next, Elon Musk's XAI lays off hundreds of workers tasked with training Grok. This is by Business Insider. Um, this is, like I said, a lot of people are getting really, really rich just chit chatting in Slack chat rooms, and they were just slacking off, and they're making money. And then meanwhile, I'm working my ass off, and I'm not getting paid. So that's why Elon Musk fired those 500 people, and there'll probably be more people getting laid off as it goes on. Remember how there was a purge from Twitter, and how he fired almost everybody at Twitter who was not working. There's so many people at Twitter that was not doing anything, and now, Twitter can be run from like basically a laptop. It's crazy. Okay, up next, we are delighted to have Claire Delaunay as a French Tech San Francisco ambassador, and then there goes to show all of the things that she's done, and she's going to be at La French Tech SF. So I'm really amazing for her, and I hope we can meet. Maybe I should try to add her on LinkedIn and see if she can help me join La French Tech SF. I just need to do some of the paperwork, update my French passport, and all this and that. Up next, Europe's summer of extreme weather caused 43 billion euros of short-term losses, analysts finds. This is by The Guardian. Very, very sad stuff that happened with the fires in Europe. Up next, the world wants more vaccines, and anti-vaccine U.S. isn't helping. This is by the New York Times. This is remember always the hashtag vaccine saves lives. I've got vaccinated. Some of my family members got vaccinated. Some of my other family members will get vaccinated. My friends and family, I advise them to get vaccinated because I went on Instagram and I saw a photo of what the world would have looked like if there was no vaccines for COVID-19. And I'm not kidding. The world would have looked like metaphor. It would have looked like The Last of Us. Have you ever played The Last of Us on the PlayStation? It would look like that. Have you ever played The Division on the PlayStation or The Division 2? That's what it would have looked like. It would have been all messed up around the world, nothing to eat, fires everywhere, fighting amongst people. There would be moss, the moss that grows on plants. There would be moss everywhere, and on buildings, and moss just everywhere. Anyway, let's keep this up. The next story is Pope Leo criticizes high Elon Musk style corporate pay packages by Huffington Post. Yes, we find it's really problematic that Elon Musk is on his way to become a trillionaire. And meanwhile, a lot of us don't even have, $50 to, take out a woman on a date. Like I couldn't even afford to pay for a meal with my ex-wife. That's probably why she was so upset, and that's why we broke up. It's really sad. Let's continue. Up next, fighting the flu. This is by The Atlantic. This goes back in story in the past, goes to show how the world was working to fight the flu back in the days when there was no flu shots. It was incredible, the amount of work that they put in. Up next, New York Governor Hochul formally endorses Zoran Mamdani for New York mayor. This is by 538. Up next, descendants of enslaved men, plantation owner, unearthed past at Maryland cabin. This is by the Washington Post. Up next, the U.S.-Israeli war against Gaza. This is by Le Monde. This article goes to show how U.S. is complicit with all the bombing from Israel into Palestine because they're funding it. $3.8 billion a year for Israel. It's really bad. Up next, Apple iOS 26 release date. When you can download it? Actually, you can download it today. Today's Monday, September 15th. You can download iOS 26. I have it on my old phone, so my phone's not working because I have an Android phone now, but I have iOS 26 on my old phone. And I also have on this laptop, on this MacBook Pro. I have I have macOS 26. It's amazing. I really like it. I just hope that it doesn't drain the battery life too fast. So we'll probably have to wait additional updates so that the battery life doesn't get eaten as fast. But it's a brand new update, so now it's more robust, more up to date, and I'm really thankful for the whole staff at Apple, including Tim Cook and his whole senior developers, junior developers, everybody who's been working tirelessly over the past couple of years on macOS 26 Tau. So thank you so much, guys, for the incredible work you've done at Apple. It's amazing when you have an OS that is so stable, so strong, where you can run it for days, weeks, months. You can put it into sleep mode, wake it up, and you hardly ever have to restart it. You hardly ever have to worry about security patches because it's so robust. So good job, guys. Thumbs up. Keep up the good work. Okay, now we're going to switch to story by Vice. It turns out space travel might be rapidly aging astronauts. It's a very scary story by Vice, so be sure to read what they're saying, and it might make you rethink the whole idea of traveling through space if you're an astronaut, because it makes you age rapidly. Up next, how 3,000 drones recreate Michelangelo's masterpiece above the Vatican. This is by National Geographic. Very nice. This is kind of like a masterpiece. It looks, if you like art, it looks very cool, so be sure to check it out. Up next, Trump tells NATO members they must move first on Russia sanctions over Ukraine. It's by NPR. Great story. Up next, COVID-19 confusion, what to know about the vaccines this fall. It's by Capital News. As you know, guys, as I've said before, RFK Jr. is a moron, doesn't know what he's talking about, and he's causing people to die. And this is what's going to happen throughout this fall and winter months, where a lot of people are going to get sick. A lot of people are going to be unvaccinated and going to be sick. So if you want to be safe, get vaccinated. That's how you prevent yourself from being sick, prevent yourself from being injured, prevent yourself from dying. Because please understand, we love our video games, but in real life, you do not die and then come back to life. That doesn't happen. That doesn't work. So if you die from COVID, you don't come back to life. So please get vaccinated. It's very important. Very important. Listen to your doctors. Doctors know what they're doing. Doctors went to school. They went to college, university. They did pre-med, then they did medical school, then they did specialization. They know what they're talking about. They're the ones who were in the hospital when they were wearing masks, when they were wearing the full gears, when they were wearing, they're seeing the patients who were on ventilators and all that. They've seen through that. They've seen some shit, okay? So don't disagree with them when they know what they're talking about. You don't want to disagree with a doctor and then you're dying from COVID and you're like, I want to get vaccinated. And then it's too late. So please listen to doctors. I'm a project manager. I work in technology. You want to talk to a doctor? Go to your local hospital, ask him or her questions about the COVID-19 and the vaccine, and see what he or she says. You will see. Don't go down some kind of weird rabbit hole on Facebook groups and, there's this, and hey, there's a chip and it's following you around. No, there's no chip in the goddamn vaccine. There's a chip in your goddamn cell phone. Your cell phone is tracking you, not the goddamn COVID-19 vaccine. Okay? All right. Up next, en Nouvelle-Zélande, les Maoris se sentent à nouveau trahis. C'est par le monde diplomatique. Up next, the golden age of multilateralism is over. It's by Foreign Policy. Now, please read the whole article because it goes to show that multilateralism is very important and it needs to be taken seriously. Up next, don't overestimate the autocratic alliance. Washington still has significant leverage over China, North Korea, and Russia. It's by Foreign Affairs. Up next, Singapore's first F-35 fighters. Let me make sure I didn't make a spelling error. No, I did not. Singapore's first F-35 fighter set for delivery by end of 2026, Defense Minister says. This is by The Diplomat. Up next, Putin's drone hit NATO's nerve in Poland, opening an opportunity for Ukraine, the cipher brief. Up next, Chinese nuclear officials visit research and higher learnings in France, is by Intelligence Online in French. Up next, analog versus digital. The race is on to simulate our quantum universe by Quantum Magazine. Up next, this is CERN launches Generation Higgs. It's new cultural season with Cedric Claptis on 25th of September by CERN. The Higgs boson is different from Higgs, the bad guy in Death Stranding 2. The Higgs boson, it's a scientific term. So if you want to read about science, watch Neil deGrasse Tyson or Bill Nye, and you'll hear all about it. Go on YouTube. Up next, NASA says Mars rover discovered potential biosignature last year. Great article. Up next, President of Guinea-Bissau visits Interpol headquarters by Interpol. And as always, the Interpol Red Notice on Netanyahu petitions worldwide continue. Great job. Up next, the Air Force wants your input on its plan to transform the maintenance career field. This is by Air and Space Force magazines. Up next, Foundation courses by Airman magazine. And then the last article is First Drive does the 2026 Nissan Leaf turn over a new Leaf. And there we go. So then I talk about 916 days in my little comments and 2 cents. And then I said that really tomorrow I wanted to be at Doko. I want to be at Doko. I want to eat at Punch Bowl Social and actually pay for dinner myself for me and my ex-wife. That's what would have happened if I had a salary. That's why I'm really upset with what Intel Corp has done to me. It's been justice. 33,000 layoff has not been enough. I need a salary job. I need to work as a project manager immediately. If not, then that means that thousands of people at Intel Folsom campus that were allowed to party all weekend long, and then they show up on Monday making a presentation while I'm busting my ass all weekend long, all night long, and they take all the credit and all the money while I'm without funding. This type of ordeal happens a lot to a lot of ugly geeks and fat chicks when they work hours upon hours, and then some beautiful people do the presentation, even though we were the ones who designed the presentation. This is bullshit. This is horseshit. This is why Tuesdays are for geeks, nerds, otakus, because y'all take advantage of this. I remember a frat boy named Pulver who worked marketing. There was zero reason why I could not do his job. Simply because I was not photogenic and not white. I've been doing marketing on social media since 2003 on Facebook, 2009 on Twitter and Instagram, and somehow I cannot get paid $60,000 a year for social media manager. And then, alas, all these pretty bitches can get paid for a few retweets and a few photos and 2 sentences. This is discrimination. I want an injunction. You didn't listen. It's been 7 years without a salary. 33,000 layoffs got your attention. There will be more until I get a salary. I know he's keeping me poor. I know he's Mossad, and I'm going to get Interpol to arrest him. All right, so that's it for the spiel. And right now I'm watching France Info. France Info is really important stuff. As you know, there's a new prime minister in France, and tomorrow is Tuesday, so Tuesday I have to when I write my report, I'm going to do a video in French, Coffee with Zack in French. And as you know, Gaza is on fire. Gaza is really suffering. There's over 60,000 dead people. And, only the French are there who have, the French have pioneered the human rights, the Geneva Convention and all this and that. So it's really important that the French people do what they can to recognize the Palestinian state. We only have about a week left. I think it's going to be on September 22nd. And everyone is rushing to get this done and to stand up to these bullies because the whole goddamn world, like over 6 to 8 billion people around the planet, is for the Palestinian people. Everyone is for the Palestinian people. There's over 142 countries that voted for recognition of the Palestinian state at the United Nations. They voted all in New York. They voted in Geneva. Everyone is for Palestine. It really needs to happen. And let's not forget that around the world, there are other places that are suffering, not just Palestine. Palestine is right now people are talking about it, but there's Sudan, Yemen, Afghanistan, Syria, Lebanon. There's all kinds of places that are suffering, and we must not veer our attention from it. It's really important. So thank you guys for watching this video. I really appreciate it. I want to thank y'all for watching this video all the way through, and please, um, if you if you're a teenager, act your age. If you're a teenager, act your age. Do not try to act like an adult. You're not an adult yet. You will regret it later. You know, basically the simplest thing I can say is if you're 16, don't end up on 16 and pregnant. You know, that's why they made that TV show MTV 16 and Pregnant, is because they wanted to scare kids, teenagers, so that they don't do that, they don't go that route. Okay. Now I know that this is a new school year, so we're very far away from prom, but a whole lot could happen between now and prom. So please, if you're of age, use protection. If you're not of age, you're too young. You're too young. Stay a child. Stay a child. You're too young. The world is watching you taking pee pee. Basically, just that's how you should watch it. Because parents have a tight group of networks, and they are watching you from everywhere. They're watching you from school. They're watching you from work, from everywhere. So don't try to grow up. If you are a teenager who's 13, then act 13. If you're 16, you act 16. If you're 18, you act 18. But if you try to grow up too fast, you will regret it. You will regret it. I've said it a million times. Please pay attention. It's very important. Okay? All right. As always, guys, today's the month. This month is the month of the special organization Stop Soldier Suicide. So we're doing a lot of gaming for this month, about 100 hours of gaming to for a great cause. As you know, we lose a military veteran to suicide every 11 minutes. So this is a great organization to chip in and help. And I've made a donation. If you'd like to make a donation, the link is on my Facebook, but I can include it into this video as well. And if you'd like to make a donation, even just $1, even $5 or more, it really would mean a lot. I'm trying to raise $200 for this cause. Okay, guys. Now I'm going to eat a cookie, and I'm going to enjoy some episodes of The Simpsons. I've been watching The Simpsons. I've been doing a marathon. There's so many episodes of The Simpsons where I guess they've done 10 years of content with so many stories that everyone said that nobody's watching The Simpsons, but there's so many great stories, and I'm eager to watch them all. They even made stories where Bart was divorced, or they made stories with Lisa was going through a tough time. They made all these stories, and Homer was being taken advantage of, or Marge was exhausted. There was all kinds of stories, or Milhouse needed Bart's help, and things like that. So really excited to watch all that stuff. As always, guys, I'm still watching a bunch of other shows. I am trying to return back to the Terminal List season 2, but first I have to finish the Lazarus. What is it? The Lazarus Effect? Lazarus Project. Lazarus Project on Netflix. I'm almost done. I got like 2 or 3 more episodes. I'm rewatching Quantum Leap because I'm trying to push for a surprise. I'm trying to get Netflix to push for a 3rd season if possible. That would be really fun. And as always, I still want United State of Al to make a 3rd season, whether it is on Netflix or if they could bring the show on Netflix, and maybe they will consider making a new season. It would be fun. I'm playing Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. It's really fun. There's a lot going on, and I hope that I can get to Chapter 8 soon. I'm on end of Chapter 7 right now. There's a new 7-Eleven that's opening nearby, and I have a coupon for a free hot dog, so I'll try to stop by and get that. I'm excited about the new 7-Elevens because they're going to be more Japanese style with Japanese food and sushi and all this and that, so I'm really excited. All right, guys, got to go. The video is now up to almost 30 minutes, so let's end the video there. And as always, please download Jelly Radio 3900. Lots of great songs. It's a perfect DJ mix for a road trip. You're going on a road trip, listen to Jelly Radio 3900, And please vote for me and DJ Mac Top 100 Zaki Kiumi. That's ZAKIQAYOUMI. Thank you guys so much. And let's hope for more Cyberpunk traces and news in the future. Supreme Guy says hello. Please, peace on earth. Peace on earth. Okay, bye bye. Shout out to Gohan Silver.